Hey, Jonathan here. So today we're going to take 5 minutes to understand how can we use a quick and dirty 3D model to start a CADing drawing. Let's fire up ArchiCAD. We're going to start with the model that we modeled the other 5 minutes that we did. So we're just going to start forcing the software to give us a drawing, and then we can draw on top of it. To do this, let's go to the first exercise and go to the toolbox viewpoint section tool. Then trace clicking twice the start and the end of the section marker. You can pick the side toward which you want the drawing to look at, then go to the project map and find that section you have just created. You can then right click and hide the level lines. And after this, we can go and create a worksheet with this. A worksheet is a 2D drawing, acts as a sketch paper on top of the 3D model. To do this, we're going to right click on it as Santiago just did and select show as trace reference. I like to start by, before we go any further, I like to start by thinking about what do I need? So this is a section. And the first thing we definitely need is a terrain. We also know that we want a house that has only one level. And then we also have the facade here. So maybe we're going to put just one big window. And then let's think about maybe some kind of scale here. We know that we want one window in this particular room. Now we can start the polyline tool and trace a section. Then we start changing only the settings that we need because we're in ArchiCAD. So you always need to change the settings. Let's go and then trace the cut building with the second thickest line, which in this case is 243. You can then use the offset to add thickness to your building. For this is the pet palette, which it comes very fast for Santiago, but I know it's very hard to get it right at the beginning. That's the pet palette. Then you pick the offset line, and then you have a thickness of your building. Trace the projected building with the third pen, which is the 242. Now to do a solid line, you can also change the geometry method, which is what Santiago did really quickly right now. Exactly, you can do a square, a rotated square, or a polyline. Then you can add a human scale and trees with the object tool. The quickest way is to write tree. It's a good idea to find one, spend a good hour looking for the tree you like, and never spend that hour again. Okay, so for the shadow, we can go and fire up the fill. Here we set it as a drafting fill, check it for 25%, and then we change the foreground color to a gray, a transparent for the background. I'm going to show you very quickly a quick way to go. Don't be afraid about it. If you just want to export this drawing, you can always start up the marquee tool or save as or whatever you want to print. And then you can set up the marquee area, how many pages, what's the scale you want. And you see you need 2 papers. You can change the paper size, page setup to A3, horizontal. And then you see how it fits. You can print and then you have a PDF. This is the layout that we have. We did it ourselves, but the biggest question is what can we use this for? And that question we're going to answer right now. In 3D Journey, you can find a full stock of videos to learn CADing in ArchiCAD, in Rhino, soon even in Revit. You can find the courses where you can learn the basic skills. I mean, like how to the CAD tools and then the modifier, and very simple and short videos supported by exercises which will give you practice in the steps it requires to create a 3D model. Now the tutorials, you can apply the newly learned skills and develop a complete architectural rendering, a complete architectural drawing on your own pace. The goal is not only understanding how to draw with CAD, but also to learn the use of the most important tools for a clean and understandable drawing. More specifically, how to master the correct and essential tools to fully express an architectural idea. An extra minute to tell you what can we use this for, because that's the only real question we should ever have about technology in art. In case of 3D-based CADing, what I like about it is that we should be able to model something very quickly. We can then start generating different sections, a floor plan, 2 floor plans, a section, a perspective, completely automatic. Drawings are horrible. Drawings that say nothing, drawings that I could never show to a client, a professor, or a colleague. So when we talk about CADing at the end, it's all about line weight and what is it that we want to say. If we want to talk about the city, then we do this kind of plan. If we want to talk about the neighborhood, then we do this kinds of plan. If we want to talk about the position of the house in a hilly site, but at the end, it's always the same. It's the pen, the color of the pen, and where do I put the line. So remember, technology is here to help. Technology will not substitute your job unless you yourself make your job obsolete. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.